Hi there, ninth grade English. Yesterday we worked on the front side of this worksheet entitled Body Paragraph Review. Ignore my dog. He's barking at something. Alright, so today we're going to go ahead and have you guys complete the second page on your own. So this video hopefully will help guide you to do that. So in Canvas, or sorry, not in Canvas, you guys have the worksheet in front of you. Go ahead and bring that worksheet out, and again, the front side should be completed because you did that yesterday. So we are looking at the same main claim that reads, in John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, Curly benefits from being the boss's son and abuses this power while his wife remains marginalized due to her gender, showing that humanity is often unfair. So the two topics that we designated were in this main claim would be Curly. So the first body paragraph is about Curly, just like the one that we worked on yesterday. So the second body paragraph is in regards to his wife and how she is marginalized due to these reasons, which is her gender. And the opinion is that it shows that humanity is often not fair. So looking at the subclaim, and remember the subclaim is the topic sentence for that body paragraph. So again, what I said was the focus of that body paragraph would be Curly's wife. Okay, she's unfairly marginalized due to her being a woman in the 1930s, demonstrating that humanity can be unjust at times. And so on your paper, as I type this out, I'd like for you to go ahead and add this in your handwriting just underneath the subclaim here. But the equation again for a subclaim is SC equals the subject plus the opinion and the reasons. And remember, whatever your reasons are will be reflected in what you decide to choose to include as far as your text evidence in your ESs. So the subject here is Curly's wife. The opinion is the same as it was in the main claim and the previous paragraph, is that humanity can be unjust at times. And it's written in a different way in the main claim as well as in the other subclaim for the Curly paragraph. And that's on purpose because you don't want to repeat words or exact phrases over and over again in your essay. You want to make it sound a little bit different. So that's the opinion. And the reasons that we listed here in this specific subclaim is that she is a woman in the 1930s, and that's the reasons. So both of our ESs need to reflect that she's treated a specific way or she's marginalized because of her gender. So we're going to write that as the reasons. And we'll put ESs next to it because, again, the ESs should reflect the reasons that you put in your subclaim. Okay? So then, what I'd like for you to do at this moment is to go ahead and open up your books and look for instances in which Curly's wife was marginalized due to her gender. So some good suggestions would be upon meeting George and Lenny in chapter 2 and seeing the way that Candy gossips about her immediately to George and Lenny. And then we can also revisit chapter 4 in which she attempts to join Lenny, Candy, and Crooks in Crooks's room, and the men just unleash on her and say that, or tell her to go away because she's a woman and they want nothing to do with her because she's a married woman. So you can refer to those moments, but you can also refer to chapter 5, in which right before she accidentally gets killed by Lenny, she discusses how she doesn't like Curly, but also she discusses that there aren't very many opportunities for women in the 1930s when she talks about her dream of being an actress and how these men that she met who promised her a career in movies kind of just lied to her. So any of those moments would be good. And just a reminder for your yeses to go ahead and include the following components in your ES: the transition plus the contextual lead-in, which should include the who, what, when, and where, the text evidence itself, and then, of course, the citation, which would be the page number that you found the text evidence on. Okay, so make sure you have all those components in your ES. So after you write your ES, you got to follow up every single ES with 2 pieces of analyses. So the analysis 1 would then make an inference on the action in the text evidence. So that's what I'm going to write here, just to remind you. Make an inference, explain what is actually happening in the text evidence in regards to what you stated in the subclaim. So again, your piece of evidence should reflect that Curly's wife is marginalized because she is a woman in the 1930s. So tell me how your ES reflects that she's being marginalized. And then your A2 would be to explain, well, first of all, I'm jumping ahead, provide an opinion, first of all, then explain how the action, or what's actually happening in the ES, supports both the subclaim and the main claim. And you're going to do this twice, meaning you have another ES that you should provide, another A1, another A2, and then lastly your concluding sentence. And the concluding sentence is easy because you're really restating the subclaim in different words. Okay, so you're going to fill out this whole backside, and then you're going to hang on to this worksheet, and I will most likely be collecting it on Thursday morning and stamping it and then handing it back to you in time for when I finally collect the packet. And this week I'm actually not collecting a packet because I'm handing out the Of Mice and Men essay prompt packet, because we're going to go over the essay and start working on the essay. So I'm going to collect next Friday a weeks 4 and 5 packet. So this piece of paper here will go in there along with the pieces of paper that you completed this week so far. Except for your parts of a paragraph notes. Those notes are meant for you to be kept in your binders at all times, so you can reference back to it when you're writing an essay for my class or Mr. Johnson's or Mr. Martinez's class. And that's it. In a nutshell, this is what you're working on today. If you finish working early, please work on something quietly until the end of class. Hope you all have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow.